Hi, and welcome back to the Kind Fibers channel. My name is Moriah, and today I want to do something a little bit different. It has been raining for several days, and it is just too wet and soupy to get out into the garden or the field and really work. So today I wanted to talk about what we're planting, why we're planting it, and just kind of give you a preview of basically our seed haul for this year. Some stuff I got last year from the store, and then a lot of stuff I got from Baker Creek. Now, mind you, things like the flax, the atomic orange corn, our potatoes are planted. We've got garlic in the ground. We've planted our provider beans. There's a lot of things that we've already planted and have going, but I thought just kind of as an overview of what we still have to do since we're getting into the summer push and the main body of planting, what we have going on and what our plans for growing are for the year. So here in my little green tub from the Dollar Tree, is everything we're planning to work with over the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then I've got the rest of the stuff that we're planting this year pulled out. I keep all of my seeds in a kind of like old tote, the kind that you put the files in, but it doesn't have files in it. It's just all kind of lined up according to season. And that's how I keep my seeds, so that way I can keep them in the house and keep them from getting destroyed. So I'm going to go over the stuff that's pretty quick and then move on to the stuff that is going to be planted later. So the first thing I have here is our dill. We plant bouquet dill, and the reason why we plant bouquet dill is because several years ago, one of my friends gave me bouquet dill, and these are the seeds that I saved off of that plant. And then every once in a while I get some new seeds, so they cross-pollinate, but then I save the seeds from the plants that are the offspring of the plants that my friend gave me, if that makes any sense. So these are like 5 great-grandchildren of plants that a friend of mine gave me that have cross-pollinated with commercially grown seeds. So we'll be doing dill. We do quite a bit of dill because I make pickles, and I may share my pickle making process later. But yeah, we do a lot of pickles around here. And speaking of pickles, I've already got quite a few of these started out in the garden. I will be planting more, but yes, I grow the Boston pickling. This year I got them from Baker Creek. I did not successfully save cucumber seeds last year, so I bought them this year. And so far, as long as we can keep everything from eating them, they're doing okay. We've already got the atomic orange corn into the ground. I saw it in the Baker Creek catalog and thought, wow, that's really pretty and it will make a great feed corn, and I got some. And then I also decided, because the atomic orange is a short season, I wanted to get a longer season corn. And I saw that they had maize morado, so I got some of that. And it said that it only had about 50% germination rate. They put more in there. I put it in seedling trays, so that way I could plant everything close together and not have gaps and get better germination. So while I was waiting for those to come up, I went ahead and got 4 ounces from Two Willie's Nursery. It's the first time I've tried this nursery, but so far with the packaging and customer service, I've been really happy. The seeds look very healthy. They are nice, big, healthy looking seeds. But on the funny note, all the seeds except for like 2 of them that I got from Baker Creek for the maize Murado corn came up. So we're gonna have a lot of maize Murado this year. I am also going to be planting some sweet peppers. I've already planted my cayenne peppers for this year, but I wanted to get some sweet peppers going too. We don't really eat them, but they sell really well at the stand, and then also they sell well over at the market. So we'll be getting those going. And then for myself, I've already got my coral carrots out, but I picked these up last year. They are just the kaleidoscope blend from Burpee. I got them on clearance at Walmart in the seed rack. I don't know how great they're going to germinate. I've been really happy with Burpee in the past, but these did come off a seed rack at the end of the year. And sometimes that does great, sometimes that doesn't do great. But for $1 a packet for pretty carrots, I said, yeah, I'll grab them. So I'll be making planters for those, and I'll actually be doing a video on how I plant my carrots in the planters because carrots don't grow well in rocks, and that's what we have. I have already planted 1 package of the birdhouse gourds. They've done really well so far. I like having birds and birdhouses, and our birdhouses are pretty much trash at this point. So I'm planting some more birdhouses for our birdies to help control insects. And then I've also planted quite a few of the bushel basket gourds from Baker Creek, and I'll be planting more of those. I saw a craft stand at a festival last year, and they had taken the bushel baskets and they had grown them out, and then they had painted them, and they made their presentation baskets for their product out of these bushel basket gourds. And I said, wow, that's so pretty. And I looked at how much it would cost to buy just the gourds and all, and I said, I'll spend $5 for the pack of seeds instead. So I'm working on next year's display for the fiber festivals, which I guess is a good thing to do because all my fiber festivals and all of our festivals that we usually go to every year are canceled. So yeah, I'll just keep working on that for right now and grow some extra stuff. Oh, gotta love quarantine. All right, so other things that are going in the ground pretty soon. Sunflowers. I enjoy eating sunflowers. My mother enjoys eating sunflowers. The chickens like sunflowers. My cattle like sunflowers. And they make great dye. So I have the Mammoth Gray Stripe. This is what I typically grow. Some years I save the seeds. Some years I forget to save the seeds. Some years the finches get the seeds. So I got some seeds this year, and I will be putting them in, and I can't wait till they're nice and tall, and I can go stand underneath of them and feel small and in awe. I love them. That's a big reason I like them. Oh, I'm so sentimental. Let's see. Oh, our cayenne peppers. I've already got some of these going, and I think I'm going to plant some more of them because we're going to have some extra space out there. You know, they make good bug spray. They're cayenne peppers. They're easy to grow. They sell. They're good for some herbal and medicinal uses. So cayenne peppers are going into the garden. One of the free seeds that we got this year were the seashell cosmos. I have grown cosmos in the past. I've grown the orange cosmos. I grew them up next to the house. That was a problem. But I'm going to grow these out in the graveyard where Dagny, my first ewe, is buried, along with some of my geese and chickens that have passed on over the years. And I'm going to plant these out there next to the box elder that is coming up, along with some other flowers. And yeah, so I was excited to see these because I just was wanting to do something down at the graveyard that was nice. And I saw these and I said, well, that's going to be, pretty. Okay, let's see. What else do we have that we're working on? Okay, Whorehound. And I'm actually starting these a little bit late. It's going to be okay. We like to make our own cough syrups. Whorehound is great for that. I have never grown it. I don't know how it's going to go. I hear it's very, very pretty when it grows. I make a syrup for our cough. And it was also used to be used in peppermint candy. The old-fashioned peppermint candy was peppermint and Whorehound together. So I really like old-fashioned peppermint candy. So I'm thinking if we put the Whorehound in it with the peppermint that we're growing, it should be like some kind of nice tea at least. So we're just kind of experimenting with the Whorehound and seeing if we can grow it. If we can, we've got another herb to add to our offerings and to our personal arsenal. We're also growing sage. I had a couple of sage plants out there, but they died. So I am planting some new ones. I don't really eat sage that much, but I do like to grow it for whatever reason. So that's what we have. And I've already planted some of my Crosby's Egyptian beets. This is my first year growing this particular variety of beets, and so far I think they're doing really well in our garden and in our climate. We're in Tennessee, the middle of Tennessee. We are literally a mile from Kentucky, and we are down in a holler that stays kind of wet, and it's been a cool season so far, and they're doing really well. The only problem I've had is my cats digging in my beets. I don't know why they want to dig in the beets. That's the only thing that they've dug in. I don't know if it's just that particular spot or if it's the beets themselves, but these are doing really well. And I'm thinking about planting some more this fall and saving them over so I can get seeds next year. Of course, we're planting our cilantro. Those who don't know us, we like cilantro at our house. We like to eat salsa and stuff like that. And we put it in our soups, and some of us go out to the garden and nibble it like bunny rabbits along with the lettuce and chard. And we put it in our salads, and we do all kinds of stuff with it, and we really enjoy it. So we got the cilantro from Baker Creek. I had some cilantro from last year, and the seeds I didn't have good germination rates on them. So I was quite pleased to be able to get something that has germinated and come up really well. And we are harvesting and eating cilantro. So we're going to do another round of it this coming week when it dries out. We also have calendula that we'll be planting some more of here. I've got some seedlings going, but calendula is something that we use in some of our salves, and we also use it in our skin washes, and it really helps to heal the skin. It also makes a wonderful, wonderful dye for anyone who's into natural dyeing, which is the main reason why I'm growing it this year. So I've got some, I'm going to be planting some more, and it's also just a pretty flower. If you just want a pretty flower, it's a pretty flower. And then the last thing that we're going to be working on in the next couple of weeks to get planted is our stinging nettle. And there's a couple of reasons why I chose stinging nettle. One is because it is good for you. It's a well-loved herb in the herbal community. You can dye with it, and then you can also harvest it and process it just like flax and make actual fiber from it. So it's a pretty multi-use plant. My plan is to harvest some for herbs and then to process it out and use it for cordage, because we are starting to run low just on daily household cordage in the home. So I will be working on that project. You know, slow food, slow fashion, and slow household items apparently too. So it will be from the time I gather it or plant it until I harvest it will be about 7 or 8 months. And then it'll take me about a month to month and a half to get it processed out. So yeah, just to make some cord. I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's everything that's going to be being planted here just in the last part of May going into June. So that's what's just in my bucket for right now, and then my little green bucket, and then, oh, I forgot one thing, one very special thing. I'm growing cotton. I don't know, can you see it? My friend Minerva gave me some cotton plants or cotton seed last year. I planted 170 plants. One of my neighbors decided to be helpful, and he didn't realize that the cotton seedlings were cotton seedlings. He thought they were probably morning glories or weeds because they look very similar when they first come up. And he harrowed my corn for me, which I am very grateful, and he did a great job, but he also destroyed all of my cotton plants. So we only had like a few cotton plants left, and I got as much seed off of those as I could, and I planted 20 with the idea that the weather was past freezing, and then Mother's Day weekend they all died. I'm beginning to think I'm not supposed to grow cotton, but I'm going to try to plant some more cotton again and see if I can get it to make some cotton. So that's a big experiment that at this point I'm just kind of like, oh, this isn't going so well, but I'm going to not give up hope, and I'm going to keep going. So that's all the summer stuff. And then we are also geared up, or, well, no, I've got one more thing. I've got a few more things for June. Oh, I don't have my seeds organized as well as I thought I did. Okay. I'm also going to be planting amaranth. And the reason we chose to do amaranth is I can't eat spinach. And amaranth is used as a spinach substitute. I got the Hopi Red because it can be used as dye. It's a traditional Native American dye. And I thought we would try it. I've seen pictures and videos and all. It's really pretty growing. And it's going to be planted out in the field, not up in our kitchen garden. So we still have amaranth to go. And also millet. This is Japanese millet. It's a foxtail. And I have not grown millet, but I have lived in Illinois where a lot of millet is grown. And the reason I chose to do this is I don't eat wheat. I have had problems with modern wheat, and I also don't eat bread or anything like that. I don't eat anything with yeast. I have a genetic issue, so I have to be kind of careful with some of the things that I eat so I stay healthy. Millet is one of the things that I can eat. So I wanted to see if it was something that I could grow here at home so I could, you know, make my own veggie burgers and have a different kind of porridge other than oat porridge for breakfast, and just give myself some more variety in my diet. So we've got the millet. Now moving on to what we're planning for fall. Okay, there's not a lot of stuff that we're planning for fall. We're gonna plant some more tomatoes. We're gonna plant some more beets. We're gonna plant more carrots, and you've kind of seen all of that stuff. But the kind of in between in July, when things are like not really the summer, spring planting, and they're not really that push at the end of July, beginning of August, but we're still kind of in that gearing up towards fall. This is our like little filler that we're planning to plant. We've already got the provider beans going, and when they start to fizzle out, we're going to have these set up and ready to go. So these are the Trail of Tear beans, and we thought it would be nice to have these because we can use them either as a snap bean or Shelly bean, and they're black, and I like black beans. I think from everything I've read and from everything I've watched that these are going to be a really good winter food for us. So yeah, we've got the Trail of Tear beans, and I also want to start incorporating more Native American plants, especially ones that are indigenous to this area, because I don't want to lose that. I don't want to see that lost. And these plants are already acclimatized to this. They have proven themselves to be nutritious foods that have kept people alive for centuries. So I am really kind of moving towards that direction with a lot of the things we plant. And then of course, you know, Welsh girl has still got to plant her European things because, yeah, can't escape both sides of the ocean. The other thing that we're growing is this white scallop squash, which is also a plant that is indigenous to this country. And it's not really a patty pan, but it's just a patty pan scallop type squash. So yeah, and I thought it would be nice to have something that was different colored for a change. So I chose this one. I haven't grown them. I have no idea what they taste like, but I like squash, so it should go well. We're planting parsnips. When we get ready to plant them, there'll be a video on these because we're going to do them just like the carrots, but we're going to do it in a much, much bigger little plot. We've got a 4x4 raised bed that we're working on that's about 1.5 feet deep to plant our parsnips in, and then we're hoping to surround it with hay and straw bales and put some tarps and stuff over it and actually store our parsnips in the ground over winter. So that's going to be, instead of pulling them all and figuring out where to keep them in the house, because this house doesn't have a basement, which means we have no root cellar. Now, yeah, we're going to be working on figuring out how to store our stuff outside and get it past a freeze. So we know historically that parsnips were done that way. I don't know anybody who's done it, but we're doing it, or we're attempting to do it. So we got the parsnips that will be going in July. And then last but not least, our very favorite cauliflower. I've grown this in the past, but I was growing 3 or 4 different varieties, so I didn't save seed off of it. We have the purple of Sicily cauliflower, and it is wonderful. It is sweet. It has this wonderful feel in your mouth when you eat it. It's great steamed, it's great roasted, it's great raw. It's just yummy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having this come in this fall. And we also like to eat the leaves. The cows are really, really fond of the leaves and the leftover bits at the end of the year. So yeah, that's it. um, that's everything we're kind of planting for the rest of the year. And I've got some pictures coming up here in just a moment of what is planted. We're going to be doing some more tomatoes, more potatoes, more just staple crops. We'll be doing some more onions and all, but a lot of that stuff is already in the ground. We'll be doing more peas. Of course, we'll be doing a lot of peas just to have them for feed for the animals. So that's what's going on as far as the seeds that we're still working with for the rest of the year, and a lot of the stuff that we got from Baker Creek. So I hope you enjoyed just kind of taking a peek at our private little seed bank here at our house, and kind of get some insight into why we're planting what we're planting. And I hope everything's going well in your own garden, even if it's just a single plant in a pot, all the way up to hundreds of acres. So grow well, and in all you do, craft no harm, and have a beautiful day. Bye.
Kind fibers, craft no harm. You don't craft harm, do you, Iris? Huh? Do you? You don't? No, you don't. You good boy.